Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to downtown Fredonia, New York. At Village Hall, I'm Mayor Mike Ferguson for this meeting of the Board of Trustees, a regular meeting, right here on 911 Church Street in Fredonia on August 19th, 2024. Our start time is 7:01 p.m. Call this meeting to order. Roll call the trustees. Trustee Esperson.
Here.
Trustee Brockler.
Here.
Trustee Syracuse.
Here.
Trustee Twitchell.
Here.
Trustee Wandell.
Here.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Trustee Esperson, I believe.
I do.
Just for a minute.
Yeah, there was, at the workshop, Trustee Twitchell asked me some questions, and I don't think I understood one of the questions you asked me is about whether we would have to pump water. We don't have to. It will be pumped, but it won't be, Fredonia won't be pumping it. That pumping station, the pump, will be owned by either the North County Water District or the town. So it's their responsibility. It's already included in their projected plan to, when the town starts buying water from the water district. It's already included in the plan. So we won't be doing it. They will be doing it. But there will be water pumped to the pump station. But we won't be doing
Could I have a copy of that plan? I mean,
Yeah.
you spoke about it, but
Absolutely.
I'd rather have something written to look at.
I'm not sure that's in that plan, but I'll give you what I've got. I asked Matt and Dan to clarify it. So that's what I was told, but I will get you a copy of that.
That would be
Actually,
great.
You have.
I
can
think
you-
we
can
should
you
all
email
have
that
it.
to everybody? Okay.
That Paul would like, but I
Yeah.
know.
Ann's got it.
Mhm.
She'll email it to everybody.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
The approval of the minutes.
Whereas members of this board have read the official minutes of the Board of Trustees regular meeting of August 5th, 2024. Now therefore, be it resolved that the board hereby approves the minutes as entered into the official minutes, and be it further resolved that the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
Second.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye.
Trustee Brockler.
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
Trustee Wandell.
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell.
Aye.
This portion of the meeting is for public comment. Any member of the public wishing to speak, once recognized, shall stand at the microphone and state their name and address. Speakers will be allowed 3 minutes if speaking for themselves, or 5 minutes if speaking on behalf of a group. I will ask the speakers to refrain from remarks that are in poor taste, slanderous, or not germane to any action taken or contemplated by the board.
Nobody signed up, but is there anybody that wants to speak tonight? Is there anybody that would like to speak tonight? Is there anybody that would like to speak tonight? If not, we close the public portion. Correspondence, I have a letter here that I've been asked to read by Natalie Whiteman, the Senior Water Resource Specialist. It is dated as August 8, 2024, Village of Fredonia. Mayor Michael J. Ferguson and Village Trustees. Dear Mayor and Trustees, the Chautauqua County Health Department continues to support the village as it works to address deficiencies identified in the May 2023 inspection of the Fredonia water treatment system. County Health Department staff, along with New York State Department of Health staff, identified deficiencies at the treatment plant in the distribution system and at the Fredonia Reservoir. As the village reviews their options for the future of Fredonia's water systems, Chautauqua County Health Department has assisted village officials and LaBelle engineers in prioritizing corrections, such that the village will be able to supply safe water to customers while the reservoir and/or treatment plant are in operation. Most of the remaining deficiencies include large-scale updates to the water treatment plant or the reservoir, which will require substantial time and funding. Other corrections are being weighed to determine if the risk of damaging the old infrastructure during a correction is balanced with the potential time of Fredonia water treatment plant could remain in operation. The CCHD recognizes that many deficiencies will not be an issue in the long term if the village chooses to connect to a different water source. In the interest of maintaining communication with the village officials and residents, Chautauqua County Health Department would like to address false statements made during the village meeting on August 5th, 2004. False statement the treatment facility has been completely updated to meet the requirements of the county. In fact, while some significant deficiencies have been addressed throughout the diligence and hard work of Fredonia's chief water operator, there are many other deficiencies that have not been addressed. The most concerning of which include, but are not limited to, replacement or repair of the current chlorination systems to address operator safety issues, as well as the interruption of service which has caused boil water orders to be issued. Unblocking the sludge lines on the second clarifier such that it operates as it was designed. Installing backflow protection between the backwash water and finished water. Determining if the capacity and volume of usable water in the Fredonia Reservoir satisfies the requirements in the regulatory document titled Recommended Standards for Waterworks and referred to commonly as 10 States Standards. The stabilizing the cliff that is adjacent to the water treatment plant. False statement, the village ability to supply water has changed with the corrections that have been made. The corrections that have been completed at the water treatment plant were made in the interest of maintaining the existing number of customers and existing water usage. The corrections have not changed the amount of water the water treatment plant is capable of producing, and therefore have not created an opportunity for additional users to connect to current system. In fact, the existing clarifiers, which are part of the treatment process, excuse me, do not meet regulatory requirements and are actually undersized for current production demands. If the Fredonia water system intended to supply water to additional customers, the following items would have to be addressed. 1, the overall size of the water treatment plant and or its processes would have to be increased. This would require adding clarifiers and filters and obtaining new water treatment plant permits from the New York State Department of Health and Chautauqua County Health Department. 2, the distribution system would need more storage capacity, i.e. additional or larger water tanks. 3, the village would have to show that the volume of usable water in the Fredonia Reservoir can support the increased demand. And 4, the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation would have to approve larger withdrawal permits from the Fredonia Reservoir to supply increased demand and approve larger wastewater discharge volumes permits for the increased wastewater discharge that is produced at the water treatment plant and discharged to Canada Way Creek. Based on multiple past engineering reports, the volume of usable water in the Fredonia Reservoir does not satisfy the quantity required for the existing customers. If Fredonia continues to use the reservoir as a sole source of water or as a supplemental source, efforts must be taken to evaluate the volume of usable water and to develop and implement plans to maintain the required usage volume in the reservoir. To properly maintain the Fredonia Reservoir, the village will have to dredge the basin as needed and address any deficiencies that the New York Department of Environmental Conservation has identified related to the earthen dam. In summary, although some significant deficiencies have been corrected at the water treatment plant, there is still more work to do to bring the plant into compliance with the current number of users. The village has demonstrated a consistent effort to correct the deficiencies in a prioritized manner. The water treatment plant as it exists does not meet the engineering standards to treat the amount of water that the village is currently using. Therefore, it cannot be considered as a supplier for additional customers. If you have questions or concerns regarding this information, please feel to contact me. Regards, Natalie C. Whiteman, Senior Water Specialist with Chautauqua County Health Department. We have more correspondence?
Yep.
Go right ahead.
A letter of resignation was received from Daniel Berg, retiring as a firefighter paramedic with the Village of Fredonia Fire Department.
Be resolved that the resignation of Daniel Berg, Fredonia, New York, as a full-time firefighter and paramedic with the Village of Fredonia Fire Department is hereby approved, effective September 20th, 2024.
Second.
Trustee Twitchell.
Aye.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
Trustee Broccoli.
Aye.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye.
Correspondence dated August 7, 2024 was received from the Secretary of the Fredonia Volunteer Company requesting to remove Jonathan Tressler from the active role.
Be it resolved that the request to remove Jonathan Tressler, Fredonia, from the active role is hereby approved.
Second?
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell.
Aye.
Trustee Broccoli.
Aye.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye.
Correspondence dated August 7, 2024 was received from the Secretary of the Fredonia Volunteer Company requesting to add the following names to the active role. Rebecca McDonald Page, Kelsey Berg, Michael Petch.
Be it resolved that the request to add the names Rebecca McDonald Page, Fredonia, Kelsey Berg, Fredonia, and Michael Petch, Brockton, to the active roll is hereby approved.
Second?
Trustee Twitchell.
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
Trustee Brockler.
Aye.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye.
Correspondence dated July 24th, 2024 was received from Jeff Woodard, Director of Marketing and Communications at SUNY Fredonia, requesting to hang banners on Temple Street and Central Avenue welcoming students back to campus for the 2024-25 year.
Be it resolved that the request from the Director of Marketing and Communication at SUNY Fredonia to hang banners on Temple Street and Central Ave welcoming SUNY students back to campus from August 16 to 30, 2024 is hereby approved, and be it further resolved that DFT has been contacted and is receptive to said request.
Second.
Trustee Brockler.
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell.
Aye.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye.
Before we go any further, I'm sure many of you watching tonight and those in the room realize the banner's already up. There's a process and procedure for approving that, and obviously somewhere along the line that was missed. If you plan on putting up a banner for an event, certainly we want to welcome students and support the college in all ways that we can. But this was kind of backwards on this one. So please contact our office or myself if you have any questions as to what the procedure is for having a banner put up in the downtown area, and we thank DFT for their continued support. Additional correspondence?
Correspondence dated July 27, 2024 was received from Festivals Fredonia requesting the use of village property on Friday, October 18th and Saturday, October 19th for the Harvest Moon Cemetery Tour.
Be it resolved that the request of Festivals Fredonia to hold the Harvest Moon Festival and Tours on Friday, October 18th and Saturday, October 19th, 2024 from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. in Barker Common East and West is hereby approved, along with the following. Use of the West Barker Common gazebo during the tour hours from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. We will have horse-drawn carriages that will load passengers at the gazebo site and return them to that place afterwards. We will also use the gazebo for ticket distribution. We will need the gazebo lights turned on. Please bag meters and spaces around the perimeter of West Barker Common, including the nearest side of Park Street. This permits carriages to widen their turns around the park to the gazebo. Please permit the horse-drawn carriages, to remain in the parking lot on the other side of Darwin's Health Club near the bridge. They will need to remain there Friday, 10/18 night, but will be gone by Saturday, 10/19 after the tour, unless something changes. Possible carriage route to the White Inn, not definitive yet. Pumpkin carving and decorating contest on Saturday, October 19th in the gazebo.
Second.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell.
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
And Trustee Brockler.
Aye.
No more correspondence. Mayor's report. A couple of things before we go any further. I want to congratulate Mr. Todd Langworthy and Kayla and her team from the Summer Rec Program and the music in the park. Last week, I think we had a record number of people for music in the park. And we're already beginning to see how we may be able to improve that coming next year. And I would like you, if you have my email address, which is mayorferguson@netsync.net, if you wouldn't mind giving us your 2 cents on if you thought that music series may be better off on possibly a Friday, where we can have our sidewalk sales or tent sales downtown, and also encourage more business downtown for local businesses of all kinds, but also our restaurants and our bars. So if you think that's a good idea, if you say, hey, that's a really silly idea, keep it as it is, please feel free to reach out to me and give me your information on that. Mayor's report. Going back a little bit, just because I failed to have a mayor's report for the last meeting, so I was recovering from another bout of COVID. August 1st, we attended the Chadwick Bay Regionals Committee held at the incubator. I attended via Zoom, so everybody was safe. August 2nd, we began budget discussions, begin the process of developing the next budget. Meeting with Ursula. I am meeting with Ursula. Alyssa. I apologize, Alyssa. Every Thursday morning to review our progress. It's only been 8 months. Give me a break. August 5th, met with the DPW Department Head Scott Marsh to review pre-paving for the rest of the summer, and changing parking spots in the village. As we mentioned, handicapped parking lot on Church Street, which was actually leading people out into traffic, which would be good, and a current parking lot, a current parking space on this side of the street, which was meant for handicapped parking. August 6th, met with former Budget Director Jim Sedota to address questions he had, not only about this current budget, but just suggestions he had for me on different programs, shared his experience with me. August 6th, began reviewing and preparing negotiating points for the upcoming discussion and renewal of fire EMS agreement with the town of Pomfret. August 6th, we attended the National Night Out at Russell Joy Park with members of the Fredonia Police Department, Fredonia Fire, and the Fredonia Volunteer Firefighters. Although the event was a little wet, Chief Price accepted a proclamation thanking the Fredonia Police Department for their service to the community from Governor Kathy Hochul, which was presented by her local representative, Frank Puglisi, of the Governor's office. On August 7th, we attended the Chautauqua Chamber of Commerce meeting at the new Three Lakes Coffee Shop and Restaurant in Cassadaga, unveiled their new logo and marketing plan for the chamber. I applaud the new energy that is being brought to the table in the new CHQ effort. August 8th, we met via Zoom with New York Main Street Project Committee and Labella Associates while I was in Michigan. The final winning bids were announced at the time, and we're happy to say only one of the 7 proposed projects had decided against this particular round. All the others have accepted. It's another step toward the revitalization of our downtown community. On August 12th, we met with interested parties concerning possible occupancy of the WCA home. Discussions continue with additional opportunities coming to light. August 15th, we attended the CSEA grievance meeting. Further investigation on 2 of the specific issues are being addressed before final decisions are to be made. And on August 17th, my wife Diane and I were asked to attend the Risley family reunion last weekend, which returned to the village of Fredonia this year. The dinner was held at the Clarion with a discussion of a possible return to the village. Once the White Inn is completed and open, I issued a proclamation recognizing their event and thanking the Risley family for their many contributions to the Fredonia Pomfret community. Their family originated and actually came to Fredonia back in the early 1800s and have had residents and family here ever since. So we're very thankful for the opportunity to welcome them, and we congratulate them on a fine turnout for this weekend's family reunion. Trustee and committee reports. Trustee Brockler.
I've been working with the Farm Festival Committee, and I'm very excited that we're just about there. It's coming up this coming weekend, and it's going to be good. It's going to be really nice.
Yeah, hard to believe that there's a couple people on social media that still don't understand that we are doing a farm festival this coming weekend. It is Saturday and Sunday.
Yes.
And you can go to their website and find out more information about things that are happening.
Yes.
And for the first time in a long time, the farmers market will actually be held here.
It will be, and members of the farmers market will be doing presentations and talking about gardening and how to use the food you grow.
So I have an expert on tequila and mezcal coming, so I'll be very interested in that particular discussion myself. Thank you. Trustee Esperson.
I met with Jason Sanborn from Johnson Controls. They're interested in sustainable infrastructure. Most of our discussions revolved around the wastewater treatment plant, so I put him in touch with David Felt. He wants to take a tour of the wastewater treatment plant and see if there's anything that they would suggest or recommend that we do in that area. I participated in Embrace Fredonia's Trio Bar Crawl. Big thank you to Heenan's, Campano's, Downtown Brew, Coughlin's, BJ's, 64 on the Rocks for hosting that event. I want to remind everybody that Monday, August 26th, 11 o'clock in this room, the Cannabis Advisory Committee is going to meet. We're going to discuss the Office of Cannabis Management's approval of the dispensary license and the location. The public is welcome to attend and listen in on our discussions. And I just want to announce that, to say that Farm Festival is still looking for volunteers. It's not too late to sign up. Contact us if you would like to do so. There are many time slots available.
Particularly Sunday.
Yes.
That's all I've got.
Thank you. Trustee Syracuse.
Just been working through some personnel issues over the last couple of weeks. Reminder that we are still accepting applications for both full and part-time firefighter paramedics for the fire department. And that's about it.
Trustee Twitchell?
Yes, I attended the picnic for the library and museum, and it was well attended, and I just want to say how lucky we are to have such a wonderful group of people that work both in the library and the museum. It really strengthens our love for Fredonia, and I just hope people do come and check out the museum, because there's a lot of history there, and they will be giving some more presentations at the Opera House soon. I know in October there's going to be a presentation about Lafayette's visit, and that's going to happen in October, and I'll follow up with that at our next meeting.
Excellent.
Thank you.
We're very fortunate to have both the hospital and museum here. Trustee Wonder?
Thank you.
Hospital, did I say that?
You said the hospital.
The hospital too, just in case, but the library and the museum. Wow, we're having a night tonight.
Happy to say that the Go Bike street painting has actually commenced last week. Mayor Ferguson and myself were there to see it in action. So if you observe along Central Ave, you'll see some crosswalks and bike lanes that are now getting freshly marked. So I have 4 key points, and they all relate to the DPW, which I'm a committee person. I had a 1-hour virtual meeting with a company called CoStream to address our water treatment plant and wastewater treatment plant cybersecurity needs. And this company is willing to evaluate our situation, our status. That's all I can say at this point. Going to have to coordinate that as we go along. Second, on August 23rd, Motion AI will be visiting our wastewater treatment plant to enhance and improve the effluent valve operation of the filter beds. This has been an ongoing issue for quite some time. The effort there will be to just optimize the performance, and we'll also invite their input for SCADA and cybersecurity upgrades. Third, water systems and asset management training is actually going to start tomorrow. It's a virtual training class, so I'll be attending that, and it will offer really a launch point for possibly us implementing the asset management in the village here for all our departments. Again, as I said last time, it's basically a tool for us to better manage our assets for the village. And then the last one, number 4, Michael Kessler. He is the engineering director for the town of Tonawanda. I met with this gentleman. He is responsible for the operation of the wastewater and water treatment plants for the town of Tonawanda. It's a large-sized community, much bigger than the village of Fredonia, but I think that we can really draw from his expertise and experience. And really, I was there to see how they do their treatment, the water treatment plant and the wastewater treatment plant. So Mike is doing a great job, smooth, efficient, cost-effective operation. And then I have recently toured his plants, was very impressed overall. Mike has agreed to visit our operations and other insight on process control, efficiency, cost savings, technology, efficiency, and I think very importantly, grant applications. So he's extremely successful in each of these areas, and I look forward to his visit. And it looks like that'll be happening next week. So
Thank you.
I'll provide that information.
Thanks for putting all that time and effort into it too. Appreciate it. The treasurer's report.
In April, I applied for the congressional spending for water projects, and today I received an email saying that Kirsten Gillibrand and Chuck Schumer have us on their appropriation request for the upcoming budget, which does not guarantee funding, but we made both lists.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Additional reports.
Fredonia Police Department report for the month of July 2024. Total incidents reported 933. Fredonia Central School calls for service 0. Accidents 12. Arrests reported 57. Vehicle and traffic incidents 87. Domestic incidents 22. Parking tickets 4. Code enforcement month end report for July 2024. Building permits issued 29. Inspections 29. Certificates of occupancy 19. certificates of compliance 11, violations found 8, and violations satisfied 2. Fees collected, permit fees $2,339, certificate of compliance fees $635, zoning fees $100, for a total of $3,094. Rental inspections 10, rental renewals 5. 29 permits generated $2,339 revenue. The estimated cost of work for the month of July was $494,392. Village of Fredonia Justice Court report for the month of July 2024. Total number of cases closed 76. Of those, vehicle and traffic 53, criminal cases 12, village ordinances 7, civil cases 1, ABC laws 3, New York State laws 0. Total fines and surcharges $3,371, parking ticket fines $566, for a total of $3,937. That's all I have.
Thank you. Resolutions.
Whereas various devices and equipment in Village Hall are no longer considered of use to the Village of Fredonia, and whereas the sale of these items would provide greater value to the village than their retention, and whereas Auction International, Inc., 11167 Big Tree Road, East Aurora, New York, have experience in the sale of government assets by online auction, has offered to provide said services to the village. And whereas some of these items are monitors, keyboards, several pieces of old, outdated video and audio recording equipment, tripods and headphones. Now therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby approves the sale of said items by Auction International, Inc. per the cost of service per the existing contract.
I'll second that.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell.
Aye.
Trustee Brockler.
Aye.
Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Fredonia hereby schedules a public hearing on Tuesday, the 3rd day of September 2024 at 6:30 p.m. in the Trustee Room, 2nd floor, Village Hall, Fredonia, New York, to receive comments from the public regarding the Village of Fredonia's proposed local law number 3 of 2024 entitled A Local Law Amending Section 297-213B of the Code of the Village of Fredonia to change the number of allotted dogs and for one premises. Be it further resolved that the village clerk is hereby directed to publish said notice of said hearing pursuant to village law. Local Law Number 3 of 2024. This local law shall be entitled Local Law Amending Section 297-213B of the Code of the Village of Fredonia to change number of allotted dogs on one premises. Be it enacted by the Board of Trustees of the Village of Fredonia as follows. Section 1. Section 297-213B of the Code of the Village of Fredonia is hereby amended to read as follows. Section 297-213B. Animals within the Village of Fredonia. B. Not more than a total of 4 dogs and 4 cats may be kept on any one premises except kennels as defined by this article as are permitted in the C2 district. Section 2. This local law shall take effect immediately upon filing with the Secretary of State of the State of New York as required by law.
Second.
Trustee Brockler.
Aye.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell.
I don't agree with this, but I would agree to having the hearing.
Okay.
Aye.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye.
These are basically the same.
It's changed a little bit. Whereas the village requires paramedics for the fire department, whereas Brendan Pizak, Village of Fredonia firefighters, will be attending paramedic training for the upcoming 13 months beginning August 2024. Whereas the village will be paying PSAC for his regular salary not to exceed 48 hours per week unless he is scheduled to work more than 48 hours in a week at the fire station. Therefore, be it resolved, Village Board hereby authorizes Brendan PSAC to be paid his regular 48-hour schedule while attending paramedic school.
Second.
Trustee Brockler.
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell.
I still have questions about this. I know we've budgeted for him to get paid. Is that correct, Alyssa? The 48 hours?
It's 48 hours, yeah.
Right. And will we still need to have somebody work overtime to cover when he's in class?
At some points, depending on his schedule, yes.
Can I make mention, and I don't mean to interrupt, trustee, but this is per the agreement that we have with the firefighters now. So it's not going above and outside of what we've already agreed to.
Well, I know that we're under an emergency budget
Right.
restriction, so that's why I asked these questions.
Sir.
Also, hopefully some of his time, like if he's scheduled and he's in, like if he's scheduled on shift and he has class at that time, hopefully we won't be paying as much overtime if some of the part-timers can fill in those hours as well.
Right, so he'll be working some of the schedule. Because the hours of the class, Alyssa looked it up, the hours of the class, it's not the
It's not
same
8
hours
hours.
every day. Yeah, so he'll be spending some time here and some time in class.
Well, I guess that explains it a little better. I mean, I'm in favor of him going, but I just don't want it to cost the village any more money than what we have to spend. That's my concern. Being in an emergency budget, the cost is what I'm questioning.
It's still significantly less than not having a paramedic when a firefighter retires next summer.
I believe we also restricted it to a $10,000 level, correct?
What happens to the $10,000 that we approved?
That'll be used to pay for salary.
Is that for part of his salary?
Yeah.
For his
Yeah.
class time.
So, yeah,
So,
so,
I
I
believe
guess
it
I'm a
was
little
originally gonna
confused
be
still
for the
about that.
class.
yeah, originally it was gonna be for the class and then
right,
the volunteers
Right.
had.
$7,500 they were gonna pay for his books and
So
classes.
75
Right.
for the class books, right? So we're not, so in other words, we're not incurring the cost of the class and paying him, right? The cost of the class is covered.
Mhm.
So what we're gonna cover is his salary while he's gone.
Okay, and part of that $10,000 that we approved will be part of his salary?
Well, yeah, so basically, we're not gonna have to use that $10,000 because we're not paying for the class, that's what that was.
I guess that's what I'm asking,
Yeah.
what happens to that?
Yeah, it just doesn't get, it
Are
doesn't
we gonna
get-
rescind that resolution then? I mean,
No.
that,
No, we can't rescind it because it was to send him to the school at a cost not to exceed 10,000.
So it could be one,
Yeah, for the class.
but it's not to exceed.
For the class and for the books.
now I'm really confused. I thought the volunteers were paying for
They
his
are.
So the
class.
volunteers are paying for his class. What that
Mhm.
$10,000 is for is, let's say he has class Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and he's gonna work Monday and Wednesday. So he will then take however long it takes for him to go to class. He will already be getting paid for his shift, so that's already budgeted for and done. Somebody will cover his shift. However, on Tuesday, he wasn't scheduled, so he's going to have, let's say, 4 hours of time where he will be sitting in class. That is what that $10,000 is for, is to cover that.
Is that right, Alyssa? I mean, am I misunderstanding this somehow, or?
So I know that during discussion, it was left up to the chief, so I wasn't sure exactly what it
That's
was.
my concern.
I will tell you,
I
looking at
guess,
the
yeah.
contract, we're required to pay for his time even if he's in class, per the contract.
I know, but I'm questioning the extra $10,000. If we're already budgeted to pay him 48 hours.
Because
so
he's,
on top of that, there's another $10,000 to use somewhere?
No.
No. But some of the, I'm not really clear that we're gonna end up spending this $10,000.
right, I mean, there will be some time where, like, it's already covered in his salary because he was supposed to be at work and he's going to be in class instead.
Right.
However, on the days where he wasn't going to be at work, we are paying for his time that he is sitting in class.
But only up to 48 hours.
Only up to 48 hours a week, 'cause that's what
Yeah.
he's averaging
Yeah.
per
Mhm.
week. So if he's working in class longer than that, then he only gets paid for 48. And it doesn't include, they had talked about another job that he had we're obviously not gonna cover that,
Right.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's just, yeah.
I guess that's part of my question
Yeah.
too.
It's not
Are you
gonna be
paying him
covered.
for his other part-time
No, it's not,
job?
no, it doesn't cover that.
Why would we pay him for his other part-time job?
Well, that's why I'm asking.
Well,
It's a good
that-
You can
question.
vote no
Yeah.
at this point if you wanted to.
It was one of the, not the arguments, but one of the reasons they used why, because initially we weren't gonna pay him. So one of the things that the fire department told us, or let us know at the last meeting, was that not only, so if he goes and we don't pay him, not only is he not getting a salary, but he's not getting the money he was getting from his part-time job, right? Which, we're not gonna cover that, but we are covering his salary.
I hope not.
Yeah, we're not, we're not.
Can I have your vote?
I know.
Yes or no?
As long as it's not to exceed the 48 hours, and I still question that $10,000 though. I mean, I'll vote to pay him, but I'm still questioning that $10,000.
Well, the resolution in front of us doesn't cover the $10,000.
Right.
It only covers
Right.
48 hours a week.
Okay, yeah, but we passed another resolution to pay him 10,000. Or Josh Chief Myers can use that any way he wants?
No, the reason we had to pass that resolution is because the volunteers hadn't had their
Correct.
meeting yet, right? So we didn't know if they were gonna,
Correct.
pay his.
Right.
Yeah, and
So that was to cover the
That was
cost
to cover the
of
cost of
the
the
training.
We don't have to cover that cost of training now. because
So now, does that
paid
money
for
go
it.
back in?
The money hasn't gone anywhere. It's not like we have it.
It doesn't get spent, that's what I'm wondering.
It's
Oh,
going
yeah.
to get, it potentially is going to get spent in this way. So the resolution read, we're authorizing him to go at a cost not to exceed $10,000. It didn't specify what that $10,000 was gonna be spent on or how it was gonna be spent, whether it's going to cover his salary while he's in class or if it's going to cover his class specifically, because we knew that potentially the volunteers were gonna be covering that cost. So we are spending $10,000 for him to go to this class.
I still don't understand, I'm sorry.
It's no
This
different than
is-
if you had a job and you needed training, they would pay you to go to that training.
But if we're gonna be paying him the 48 hours work week, then where does that $10,000 come into? I mean, we've already budgeted to pay him 48 hours. I would think that $10,000 could cover if we need another part-time fireman to cover for him.
It can pay for that.
Can,
Because the $10,000 isn't going to him.
It's
The only
not
thing going to
earmarked?
him- The only thing going to him is the salary. It's not, the $10,000 is not earmarked for anything.
It's not like we're handing him a check
Yeah.
for $10,000.
Yeah, it was earmarked for nothing, just to pay for his school and books, which we don't have to do now. So the only thing he's
I
gonna.
just wanna be careful about
Yeah.
how that $10,000 gets spent.
Absolutely, yep, but the only
That's
thing,
my concern.
yep, the only thing we're agreeing to pay him is his salary whether he's,
In
at
class or
school
not.
Mhm.
or working.
Well,
Do you agree with the resolution as written? I guess that's the question before us.
because it was already in the budget, I will agree to that. I'm just questioning the $10,000.
Okay, well, why don't, if I might make a suggestion,
Mhm.
if you have a question for that, something that's already happened, maybe tomorrow you can go visit Alyssa and she can explain better to you, and maybe, so you'll understand it more?
Would that be a way of doing it, Alyssa, do you think?
Yes.
You could explain it to me? Okay.
So
Okay,
that's a yes.
I'll say yes.
Okay, Trustee Esperson.
Aye.
We have additional correspondence here tonight, walk-on resolutions. Trustee Syracuse.
Be it resolved that the request from Treasurer Alyssa LeBeau to attend the NICOM Fall Training from September 16th to 20th, 2024 in Saratoga Springs at a cost not to exceed $1,900 is hereby approved.
Second.
Trustee Brockler.
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell.
Aye.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye.
Be it resolved that the request from Chuck LaBarbera and Tom Kowski of the Village of Fredonia Code Enforcement Office to attend the Western Southern Tier Building Officials Educational Conference from September 11 to 13, 2024 at the Chautauqua Harbor Hotel at a cost of $275 each is hereby approved.
Second.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye.
Trustee Brockler.
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell.
Aye.
We have another one to be presented by Trustee Wendell and another one to be presented by Trustee Esperson.
Be it resolved that the Village Hall offices will be closed on August 23, 2024. That's the Friday of the Farm Festival, and that each village employee will use a personal vacation day.
Second.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye.
Trustee Brockler.
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell.
Aye.
And just for clarification for the public, that is because once they come in the morning, then they kind of get trapped in the parking lot because everybody is set up around out there and how they would get out. So that's to avoid that. getting
We also
stuck
want to
here.
remind folks that Day Street will be open
Yes.
so that you can get to the town of Pomfret, you can get to your the post office, etc.
And the only activity taking place Friday will be setup.
Right.
We're not actually opening the farm festival until
Again,
Saturday.
Saturday and Sunday.
That's 9 a.m., correct?
Yes.
Be it resolved that the closure of Canada Way Street for hose testing on September 4th, 2024 from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. is hereby approved. Be further resolved that both directions from West Lot to Water Street, local traffic only, will be closed, and be it further resolved that southbound from Main Street to the West Lot, northbound lot exit to Main Street will remain open. This will allow traffic to access the West Lot and businesses through the one-way alleys and exit via Canada Way.
Second.
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
Trustee Twitchell.
Aye.
Trustee Brockler.
Aye.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye.
We also want to remind folks that in that same weekend, September 6th, 7th, and 8th, Red, White, and Blues Festival will be throughout downtown. So we encourage you to attend that. One of the many festivals that we had throughout the weekend. We wish everybody good luck this weekend with the Fredonia Farm Festival, and hope that you'll join us. There's no reason for us to go into executive session unless a trustee has reason to at this point. So the next Village of Fredonia workshop will take place Wednesday, August 28th at 9 a.m. in the trustee room, this room, second floor in Village Hall. A public hearing will be held on Tuesday, September 3rd, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. to talk about the proposed dog law. And the next Village of Fredonia board meeting will take place Tuesday, September 3rd, if you can believe that already, 2024 at 7 p.m. right here in this very fine room. With that, ladies and gentlemen, ask end tonight's meeting.
I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
I second.
Trustee Esperson.
Aye.
Trustee Brockler.
Aye.
Trustee Syracuse.
Aye.
Trustee Wendell.
Aye.
And Trustee Twitchell.
Aye.